Hey guys, Stephen Williams here, Master Motivator, your encourager with your word for the week. I appreciate you allowing me to come into your space. I do not take this for granted. Let me thank you right off the bat for all of your support, for sharing this information with your friends and your family. Thank you so much for YouTube and subscribing. I appreciate you and I see you. Listen, you know how we do it. Before I can get a word in, I got to get a word to come up out of you. Come on, say this with me. I'm the head, not the tail. I'm above, not beneath. I'm fearfully and I am wonderfully made. Listen, we are in this season right now, football season, and you are cheering for your personal team. And I think it is absolutely powerful and wonderful. Go ahead, support them. Rah, rah, rah. But you know what I want you to do? I want you to be your own personal champion. It is in this season that you need to become your own personal champion. And there's this commercial that talks about it's what you give in the next ounce that counts. Well, I want to piggyback on that and tell you it is time for you to be a champion over your own destiny. I've gone to several funerals and got some good friends to pass away, and it just bothered me, and that I had to become reflective to my own self. And of course, whenever you go to these things, whenever things like this happen, you often wonder, what are people going to say about you? And the things I want to do is I wanted to say, have I been champion enough over my own destiny? Have I been champion enough over my own cause? Or have I, y'all ready, been cheating myself? What's the first thing I want to talk about? When you don't walk into your destiny, when you don't do the things that you've been called to do, the first person you're cheating yourself. You're cheating yourself out of living the way you were destined to live, to buy the way you were destined to buy, to drive the way you were destined to drive. You've got to give the details. You've got to get into it and make this thing happen. You got to become your own personal champion. Stop worrying about whether or not anybody else is in agreement. Stop worrying about whether or not anybody else likes it. Do you, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but you cannot help anybody else until you get yourself up. You got to become a personal champion. You got to do this thing. Listen, the second thing that you do when you cheat your legacy. You can't leave anything behind. You can't leave anything great behind if you don't do your destiny. There's no way for you to do that. You've got to give your legacy a leg up. Give your legacy a leg up, and you can do this. It is always hard. The first person who does it has to always sacrifice. Anybody who's ever going to make a difference, you're going to have to sacrifice. I have children, and you sacrifice for your children in order that they will have a better life. But in that same context, you have to make sure you sacrifice to get your destiny done. The third thing is you cheat the destiny, the destination. It's wanting you to be there. It's designed for you to be there. The gift is within you to actually become that. Nobody else can be you but you. Former pastor of mine used to say, nobody can beat you at being you. No one. Here is the problem. You have all these gifts and all these talents, and yet you're not putting in the full effort. Stop making excuses and get up and get it done. You are destined to do this. Distractions are going to happen. They happen to us all. All of us go through them. But in the middle of the night, instead of wasting, take an hour a day, take 2 hours a day and get yourself ready for your next. Get yourself ready for your next. Be your champion. The best people practice more. They watch, in football terms, they watch film. They learn little nuances of the line and all that good stuff. And you're going to have to learn the same thing, but in your particular area. You celebrate your team, but won't celebrate yourself. You holler and scream for your team, but you won't holler and scream for you. Your new day only starts with your new voice. You're going to have to figure this out and become your own champion. It is the season for it. It is the time for it. Go to the details, listen to the voice, see the vision, make it plain, go for it. Until next week, come on, be the champion that you were destined to be.